Okay, so today we are going to complete this last topic of your this unit of multivariable function, and the topic is your absolute maxima and minima of a function fxy on closed and bounded region. So we have done one of the example for these type of absolute maxima and minima, and we haven't completed that example. So today we will complete that example and we will take one more example. So for finding the absolute maxima minima, we usually follow this three-step strategy, where first of all we look for the interior points in the region, whatever the region in xy plane that has been given. We first of all find the interior points where fxy can have maxima minima. Then we look for the points on the boundary of the region R. You must be very careful here that the boundary R, whatever is given, it is in the xy plane, or the region R we are saying here. For an example, closed and bounded region we are saying that will be in xy plane. The fxy surface that is in your 3D. So the plane, or sorry, the region we are saying here, that is in xy plane. So secondly, we list all the boundary points of that region and see where function fxy can have maxima minima on any of those boundary points. And finally, after we find the maxima minima on the interior of the region, on the boundary of the region, we then list all the points and then find the value of f at those points and see where the function has absolute maxima and where it has absolute minimum, that is where it has maximum value and where it has minimum most value. So regarding this, we just consider an example where we consider this function. This function, I have shown you the figure where the graph of this surface of this function was shown to you, and here the triangular plate is the region that is given to you. So this is the region that is given to you, and it is in the xy plane. That is in the xy plane you have been given a region, and about that region, whatever the portion of your function fxy, surface fxy is coming, you have to find maximum minima of the function on that region, about that region. So we start with that extreme values exist at interior points and they exist at boundary points. Then we check for the interior points of region R. Here we plot the region R, that is the triangular plate OAB. This is the triangular plate or region in the xy plane about which you have to find maxima minima of the surface fxy that is lying in the 3D space. So we find the interior points. We take the partial derivatives equals to 0, take them 0 simultaneously, we get the point 0, 0, but it was not our interior point, it is an end point. So there is no interior point lying in the region R where the function fxy has a maxima or minimum. Then we switch to the boundary points of region R. So this is the boundary, that is the dot, here thick line is representing the boundary. So what we do for finding the boundary points where maxima minima can exist, we divide it into line segments. So here we divide into line segment OA, OB, AB. We divide into 3 line segments, and one by one we consider the line segments. We consider the line segment OA, and here what we do, what is the strategy that we will repeat for each and every line segment. We took the equation of that line we are considering. For OA, the equation of line is y equals to 0. We put the value in the fxy, and so that fxy reduces to your x square, that is a function of x alone. So what is happening here, about the line OA that is lying in the xy plane, the surface above that line will appear like a curve y equals to x square. That is what's happening. So this function fxy, whose maximum minimum we are going to find about that triangular region. So about this line OA, this function fxy will reduce to simple variable curve y equals to x square. Now we have to find the maxima minima of this line y equals to x square for your fxy that has been reduced to gx equals to x square on the interval 0 to 1. On the interval 0 to 1. From where this interval comes? It comes from the values of x on the line interval OA, and O is 0 and A is your 1, 0. So x varies from 0 to 1. So in this way, we see that now the concept of single variable functions for extreme values that will come into picture, and now it says they will exist. They means extreme values. They means extreme values. Extreme values will exist either at the period points of line OA or at the boundary points or the end points of line OA. So similarly, we have done same thing when we were discussing the maxima minima in case of your single variable function. So we first find the interior points of OA by putting g dash equals to 0, because gx is the function whose maximum minima we have to find. G dash is defined for all x, so only points where it can have maximum minima are the points where g dash is 0. So we got the point 0, 0. So 0, 0 is basically your not the interior point of line OA, but it is its end point. And similarly, we move on finding endpoints. Then we consider line segment OB and did same thing for this line. Now I am coming to the line segment. I am coming to the line segment, your AB, and for this line segment, yes it is, you have the value or expression is equal to this one, equation of AB line, y plus 2x equals to 2. So in this case, for about line y plus or 2 minus 2x or AB, fxy, that is surface, reduces to fxy is equal to, it was your x square plus y square, so you put y is equal to 2 minus 2x whole square, and solving this you will get 5x square minus 8x plus 4 is equal to, say, kx, again a function of epsilon. Means about this line AB, that is line on xy plane or in xy plane, the surface above this line appears like a curve, quadratic curve, 5x square minus 8x plus 4. That is true. About this line, this is a single line on xy plane, and about this line, if you look at the surface, you will be getting a curve, and that curve is here, 5x square minus 8x plus 4. Now we have to find the maxima minima. So interior point has been considered. So we are now working on the boundary of that triangular region, and when we are working on the boundary of the triangular region, so on the surface we are also getting the boundary. So here it is the boundary or the surface about your line AB, and that is the curve 5x square minus 8x plus 4. So now we have to find maximum minima of this curve kx. So extreme values of fxy or kx will exist at, and no doubt here, since we have written kx, and x will vary from here your 0 less than x less than equals to 1. X is varying from 0 less than x less than equals to 1, and y, no doubt you know, y varies from 0 to 2. So here we have kx will exist at, extreme values of fxy or kx will exist as first interior points of line AB, where k dash x equals to 0 implies your dy dx 5x square minus 8x plus 4 equals 0. I am simply taking derivative equals to 0 because you can see derivative is defined for all the x. So only critical points where it can have maximum minima is the value where derivative is 0. So this gives you 10x minus 8 equals to 0. So x is 4 upon 5. X is 4 upon 5. So that y, that is your 2 minus 2x, is your 2 minus 2 times 4 by 5, so it is 2 by 5, y. So you get the point 4 by 5, 2 by 5. Yes, here it is. So in this case, for the line AB, about line AB, you get some interior point. You get interior point 4 by 5, comma 2 by 5. In previous two line segments, we do not get any interior point of that line segment, but here we are getting the interior point. You see, this was the shape of your triangular region. It was 1, 0, 0, 2. This is y-axis, and this point is your 4 by 5, comma 2 by 5. That is your point 8, point 4. If it is 1, it is somewhere here. X is 0, which is 1, so it is somewhere here, like this, point 8, point 4. So you can see it is on the interior of line segment AB. No doubt it is a boundary point. No doubt it is because whole OAB, O is a boundary of the given region, but since we have divided the boundary into certain line segments, so now for the line segment itself we are looking at the endpoints and the interior of that line segment. So here we get the interior point of AB where maximum minima is there. So now this point 0.8 and 0.4 we get, and also, so first it is say P1. Extreme values will exist at the interior point, and also extreme values exist at endpoints A and B. And at these points we have already found the results. Already found these values while we were working with the line segment OA and OB. So this completes your checking of the extreme values on the boundary of the given region. So here you have got only one of the point, that is the interior of some line segment. Other are the endpoints of the line segment. So summary, finally, after, yes, one more thing, I just forget here. Yes, you can do this here also, and in the final, while you were discussing the summary, it is up to you that where you want to find the value of function at this point, because you got the point, critical point. Now, since we have to locate the absolute maximum minima, so we need to find the value of function, and then we will compare all the values of function. So here the value comes out to be, I'm just starting it directly, it is 4 by 5. So now come to the summary. We got the point 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, 4 by 5, 2 by 5 value. And these all are the boundary points. We do not get any of the point which is the interior point of the given closed and bounded region. So these are all the boundary points, and this is again which we were saying the interior point of the line segment. It itself in a broad sense is the boundary point. The values here that we got are 0, it is 1, it is 4, and it is 4 by 5. So these are the values of fxy at these points. So this is going to be a summary. So you can see here you have your absolute minima, and here you have your absolute maxima. Yes, this is. So in this way, you then finally write the values of function on points that you have found, and then out of these values you choose the value which has maximum value and the value which has minimum value. So this completes the solution of this question. Now one more thing, very interesting thing that must be coming in your mind, that when we found these points, either it was the interior point of line segment or end point, we never applied the second derivative test for checking whether it is a local maxima or local minima or saddle point. The reason behind this is that because you can see here, we were just restricting ourselves for finding the points. Here we find the points. Here we just, before that, yesterday, we also know interior point, end point. We were just only finding these points, and we were not working beyond these points to look whether they are local maxima, whether they are local minima or saddle point using the second derivative test, where you remember that where we did your second derivative, use the second derivative and the discriminant to check whether the given point is a point of maxima, local maxima or local minima or saddle point. The reason behind this is that while we were in the question, we are interested or we have been asked to find the absolute maxima minima. Absolute maxima minima. So in this question, we are just finding the critical points. We are not going beyond that, because the critical point, whatever has been given, it will be either absolute maxima, local maxima or local minima, or at most it can be saddle point. These are the three possibilities that will be there, because we have a theorem. The function, if it is continuous and defined on a closed interval, then it will always have definitely absolute maxima and absolute minima. We have a theorem. A function is there which is continuous and defined on closed interval, or it is continuous on closed interval AB, then it is sure that that function will always have absolute maxima and absolute minimum. So since here also we have been given closed and bounded region, so definitely there is going to be absolute maxima and absolute minima. Now the question is, when we are doing these questions, we just find the critical points. We just find the critical points. Either they are endpoints or the points where derivative is equal to 0. Now, it can be a local maxima, it can be a local minima. We are not saying absolute maxima, we are saying local maxima or local minima. Okay. So if we go beyond this point, this point, this point, this point, for second derivative test, we will be able to find whether it is a local maxima or local minima. Whether it is a local maxima or local minima, or at most we can find that it is a saddle point. But that will not help you to check whether it is absolute maxima or absolute minima. That can only be checked when you write all the values of the function at these points and then compare those values. Only then you can be clear that local maxima is basically the absolute maxima, or that local minima is actually the local absolute minima. So we don't go beyond these critical points. We just restrict ourselves, because nowhere it has been asked to us that also look for saddle point. Because if it is a saddle point, it can't have value absolute maxima. It can't have value absolute minima. Saddle point is a point where it is absolute maxima, local maxima for some values and local minima for other values. Okay, so that point can't be counted as absolute maxima or absolute minima. And since function is continuous on closed interval, it will definitely have absolute maxima and minima. So that point will be going to be some other point where the function will have maxima or minima. That is why we do not find use or apply here second derivative test. However, if he is asking you in addition that also find which of these points, if there is any, is a saddle point, then surely you have to look for the second derivative test. You have to apply the second derivative test for each of the points, because each of the critical point may lead to the saddle point. So that is the thing. If it has been asked that which of these is saddle point, then you must have to go. Then you can't Just do that, these are the critical points. On that basis, you can't be sure. You have to go for the second derivative test. However, in such type of question, saddle point is never asked, only absolute maximum minima is asked. The reason being because sometimes, even if in this question, you can see you have got 4 points. And for these 4 points, if you are going to apply the second derivative test, it will go so long and it will make the question very, very lengthy. For an example, the second example we are doing here, that is related to rectangular region, and there you will see that if in that question, if you will be getting approximately 10 points. In the last question it was triangular point, we were lucky we did not get any interior point of the region or interior points of some of the line segments. However, in the next question you will see we will be getting 10 to 12 points. And if you are going to look for the second derivative test for each point, this is going to be a very, very long and lengthy task. So that is why we just restrict ourselves to your critical points and just look for the absolute maximum minima. Saddle point, that is not going to be asked at least in this question, because then the things become very, very lengthy. Okay, let me now switch to the second question. Find all the absolute maxima and minimum values of fxy is equal to x square plus xy plus y square minus 6x plus 2 on a rectangular plate. You can see here the rectangular plate is given 0 less than x less than equals to 5 minus 3 less than y less than equals to 0. So this is a surface. These are the dimensions of the region in xy plane. In xy plane, this rectangular plate is lying on xy plane, and about that xy plane, the portion of surface in 3D, whatever the portion it is coming about that rectangular plate lying in the xy plane, surface in 3D. So whatever the portion of that surface is coming about that rectangular plate, there we have to find the maxima minima. Only for that portion we have to find the absolute maxima, absolute minima. So let us start with first checking what is your, this is your y, the rectangular region on your xy plane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is 0, minus 3. Yes, this is 5, minus 3. O, A, B, C. Line segment OA, it is y0. Line segment OC, x0. This is y equals to minus 3. This is y is equals to, or let me write it here. This is y is equals to minus 5. And this is the region, interior region, and this is the boundary. And this is the boundary of the region. Here it is. This is the rectangular region given in the xy plane, about which you have to find maximum minima of the given surface fxy or the function fxy. So we know that extreme values of fxy exist at first, either they will exist at interior points of region, say this region is R, region R, that is region R including the boundary. Secondly, boundary point or the boundary point of region R. This region R, I am saying all the region whatever is given. So we know that the values, extreme values of function, that will lie either on the interior points of these regions, somewhere inside this boundary, or on the boundary, about that boundary on the surface. So let us start with case 1. Let us start with your case 1. That is your interior point. That let us see, is there any interior point in this rectangular region where maximum minima can be there? So for that, I am now doing directly. I am not writing much of the theory. Partial derivative fx is your 2x plus y minus 6, and partial derivative y is your x plus 2y. Yes. To get the partial derivative, I am now not writing much of the theory. We have done it in the previous example. I am just coming now to the point. So fx is 2x plus y minus 6, fy is x plus 2y. So fx equals to 0 implies 2x plus y minus 6 is equals to 0, and fy is equals to 0 means x plus y equals to 0. Solving these two equations simultaneously, you get x equals to 4, y equals to minus 2. You got the point 4 minus 2. Yes, here it is. You got the point 4 minus 2. So here you take the partial derivative, put them equals to 0, solve the equation, you got the point 4 minus 2. And now you see here, 4 minus 2 is somewhere. This is 4 minus 2 is somewhere here. This is your 4 minus 2. X coordinate value 4, y coordinate value minus 2. So this is actually the interior point. This is actually the interior point of the region where about that point above in the surface there can be a maxima or minima or even saddle point. Okay. So this is actually an interior point. This is actually interior point of region R. So in the previous example that we did, there was no interior point of that region R. Only points that we found were on the boundary. So you got this point. Now coming to the case 2 of your boundary point. That now one by one we will be looking at the boundary points where you can have maximum or minima. So we consider first of all line segment. Now I am not writing much of the theory, I am just doing it straightforward. Line segment OA, and equation of line segment OA, here it is OA. This is, let me draw it here again so that I may not have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, minus 3, 1, 2, or just let me correct it, 1, 2, 3, O, A, B, C, this is 5, 0, 5, 0, 5 minus 3, 0, 0, 0. So you can see this is your y equals to 0 line. This is the line segment OA represented mathematically by y equals to 0. So fxy reduces to your fx0, and this gives you y0. So you got here minus 6x plus 2. This is your g1x, a function of x where x lies between 0 and 5. Yes. So clearly you can see here on about this line segment OA of that rectangular region, about this line, the surface above will be a curve, a quadratic curve will look like a quadratic curve, and that quadratic curve is your x square minus 6x plus 2. So now we are working on the boundary, and one of the boundary segment we consider the surface now appears like this quadratic curve x square minus 6x plus 2. So our problem of finding the extreme value of function fxy now reduces to finding the extreme value of this function g1x. From two variables, now it has reduced to single variable. So extreme values of fxy or g1x exist at A1, interior points of OA where g1 dash is equals to 0. g1 is your, it is 2x minus 6 equals to 0, x equals to 3 by 2, y is 0, so you get the point 3 by 2 comma 0. So this is the interior point of line segment OA, and you can see this is 1.5 comma 0, so it is somewhere here, 1.5 comma 0, so it is 3 by 2 comma 0. So here it is your I just made a mistake. It is 3, not 3 by 2, sorry. I made a mistake. Let me correct it. It is 3 comma 0. Sorry for that. It is 3 comma 0, and here on the graph, let me correct this also. On the graph also. Sorry for that. This is your 1, 2, 3. Here it is 3 comma 0. But it is still an interior point of this line segment OA. But actually, overall, it is going to be a boundary point. In the broader sense, we will call it a boundary point. So here we got a 3, 0, which is actually interior point, of line segment OA. And we will also extreme values of fxy or g1 exist at either at the interior points of OA or at endpoints. I can write here either at interior points of OA, or at endpoints of OA, that is O 0 0, A 5 comma 0. So these are the points where you can have maximum minimum. So now it is up to you that if you want to find the value of function here or in the last, that depends upon you. So if you want to find the value here, I can write f00 that comes out to be 2. You can calculate it later or here, depends upon you. So value of function at 0 that comes out to be your minus 3, and at 3 0 the value of function comes out to be minus 7. These are the values of function. You want to calculate it here, you can do it here either, or you can do it in the last when you will make a summary of all the points. So these are the points we found for the line segment OA. Now consider line AB. Now I am writing the things more concisely. X equals to 5, your fxy, the line segment AB, line segment AB is here. You can see that here is AB. So its equation is x equals to 5 because point is 5 0. So here it is f5y, and that reduces to y square plus 5y minus 3, and y lies between minus 3 less than y less than 0. And this is your g or h1y. Yes. Let me denote this function by h1y. Again a function of y only, single variable function. Now h1 dash y is equal to 0 implies 2y plus 5 equals to 0 implies y equals to minus 5 by 2, so that x equals to 5, and you got the point 5 comma minus 5 by 2. One of the points where you can have maximum minima, and other points are the endpoint. Now I am not writing the theory, I am doing it straightforward. Endpoints A, that is your 5 comma 0, already done, we have computed it, and B, that is your 5 comma minus 3, and here the value of function is your equals to minus 9. Here the value of function equals to minus 9. Again we are not proceeding beyond this point to the second derivative test. We are just taking only the critical points and then finding the value of function at those critical points. Also also, the value of function at 5 comma minus 5 by 2, it comes out to be minus 37 by 4. So this is how you can do in more precise way, where we are not writing much of the theory, because I hope that time being or till to this time all the things has been clear to you. So I am just writing the theory, I am not writing the theory. Okay, see line BC, and here y is equal to minus 3. You see here, yes, it is a line segment BC. The line segment BC. Y is equal to minus 3. So here you can see that y is equal to minus 3. fxy reduces to x minus 3. This reduces to your function x square minus 9x plus 11, and say it is your g2x, where x lies between 0 to 5. 0 to 5. So here, in this case, function reduces to again single variable function. So for the interior, maximum minima will exist where the first derivative is your equals to 0, and this implies 2x minus 9 equals to 0. So x is equals to 9 by 2 and y is minus 3. So you get the point 9 by 2 comma minus 3, one of the points, and other is your endpoint. For the line segment, you got this expression fxy reduces to single variable function, carve this one, and then for finding the extreme values about this line segment BC, we check the derivative of g2 dash equals to 0, you got this point, or extreme values can exist at the end points, that is your A, that is 5 comma minus 3, already done. No, the line is B, sorry, it is B, 5 comma 3 it is B, and the other point was your C, and C is your 0 comma minus 3, 0 comma minus 3, and here the value of functions come out to be 11, and for this function, this point, the value comes out to be your minus 37 by 4. So this is the process we will go on for each line segment. Now you can see the difference. Thing I was telling you that this process itself is taking so long because you have to find each of the line segment, then you take the derivative, you check the interior point of the line segment, then the end point, and if in addition to this you have to then look for the saddle points by using second derivative test, or even not saddle points, a local maximum minima by using the saddle point, then this whole thing becomes a very lengthy process. Because even if this we have only just done 3 line segment and one is still more, then we have got a lot of the points, and if for each point we are going to look for your second derivative test, this will make our life very tough. So we just restrict ourselves to critical values, and finally we collect all the values of function and then see what is absolute maxima and absolute minima. Regarding saddle point, that is not going to be asked, at least in this type of question. Okay, so now you can see here, at least in this question, like in the previous question, previous example, we just got only one line segment AB where there was a interior point. But here in the line segment AB, as we did here, you got the point 5 comma minus 5 by 2. 5 comma minus 5 by 2. That is, the point is here somewhere. 5 comma minus 2.5. 2.5 somewhere here. So this is the point 5 comma minus 5 by 2. Again the interior point. You get interior point here. You get interior point here. You get interior point on this line segment. And then when you working with the line segment BC, you got the point 9 by 3. Not 9 by 3, 9 by 2. 9 by 2 comma minus 3. That is 4.5 minus 3. And that point is somewhere here. 4.5 minus 3 somewhere here, 4.5 minus 3. So this point is 4.5 minus 3. So again, interior point of line segment BC. So at least in this question you are getting, in addition to endpoints, interior points of the line segment also. No doubt they are boundary points, but you are getting some additional points in addition to endpoints. So there is no question, or it is not wise to use second derivative search just to look for that their maxima or minima, local maxima, that too local maxima, local minima. Okay, now coming to the last, your line segment. Considering the line segment CO, where the expression is your x equals to 0, you have your fxy then reduces to, about this line, surface will appear like this, your tau y square plus 2, where y lies between minus 3 less than y less than equals to 0. So extreme values will exist at the point, where h2 dash is equal to 0, implies 2y equals to 0, y equals to 0, x equals to 0 is given. So this is the point you got 0, 0. Here in this line segment you don't get any interior point. So no interior point of line CO. So only in this line segment CO you do not get any interior point where you can have maxima minima. And the other points are endpoints P and O, both already checked. So this completes your first thing for the checking the extreme value. You collect all the critical points and the values of function. Now, to sum up the question, to close the question, we come to the summary. So, what are the points found and the values there? We got these points. O, these are the endpoints of your line segment. P, then you got the boundary points. You got the boundary points, and one was your interior point. Yes. So these points were, let me write it here. These were endpoints of line segment. These were the interior points of line segment. No doubt, both these comprises your boundary points. In a broad sense, they are your boundary points. Either they are interior or endpoint, they are the boundary points. And this is only interior point of the region. Interior point of region R that we have found, where we can have the possibility of absolute maxima, minima. So finally, the values of function at these points are here. Values of function at these points are written here. F30, it is minus 7. F5 comma minus 5 by 2, it is minus 37 by 4. F9 by 2 comma minus 3, minus 37 by 4. And then you have an interior point of the region where you got the value minus 10. So looking at all these values, you can see this is the absolute maxima value. Out of all the values of function at the given points that you have found, either it is an interior point, either it is the end point or the interior point of boundary or line segment. These are the absolute maxima, and this is the absolute minima of the given function. So this is how we solve these type of questions, where you will be asked to find the absolute maximum minima of function fxy. So with this, this topic and this unit of two variable function is complete now, and after this we will be starting the next topic of multiple integrals. Thank you. Thanks a lot.